Just because you're quarantined,
it doesn't mean we can't celebrate your anniversary.
So we figured we'd tell you a little bit about
how your relationship is seen through your kids' eyes.
a funny memory I have is probably visiting you guys in Campeche and thinking how crazy of a place it was, how random of a place it was, but also loving that you guys were embracing it and doing all these creative projects and just enjoying the time you guys had together. I think any other relationship or person would have gone crazy, and you guys actually, made it work, and that was just hilarious to me.
So I think maybe a funny memory of your guys' relationship in the past, and I don't know if this happened or not, but I do recall you guys getting a tandem bike and maybe even riding it around Forest Grove. I don't know why that comes to mind, but I do think it kind of signifies two weirdos just doing life together, which I think is something really special.
I think some of my favorite memories of you when I was little was when you would tackle each other in the kitchen. It was, I don't know why it stands out as being so vivid, but it was.
A funny memory from the past of your relationship that sticks out in my mind is whenever you guys were playing in the kitchen, I was probably 7 or 8, and Dad would whip Mom over his leg and we'd go, "Beat Mom up! Beat Mom up!" And Mom would be like, "Tom, Tom," and Dad would flip her over and eventually end up on the linoleum floor of the kitchen, and we were just cheering, and it was always super playful and hilarious. Poor Mom.
Mom, I think when I realized you loved Dad, I mean, I've always known that, but this was sort of a recent moment, was when we had you guys over at our house for an asado, and it was like 10, 11, Dad was still drinking. It was totally unnecessary for them to keep drinking, but anyway, they kept drinking, and you were tired, and rather than saying, "Hey, Tom, let's go home," you just fell asleep on our couch, and I just thought that was so sweet that you just were letting Dad still drink while, you were needed to sleep, but hey, that's love.
So a way that I knew Mom, or a moment when I knew that Mom loved Dad, was probably, it's actually kind of funny, like when I came back from Mongolia with Dad, and them having been away from each other for so long, Mom and I went out for coffee and kind of joked about all the tendencies that Dad has, and the fact that this is Mom's life, and there's so many little quirks and things that Dad does, where it's like walking these long walks, or eating certain foods, or timing things a certain way in the day, that she's kind of, both of them have fused their life together in very different ways, but the fact that she also kind of missed some of these elements of just being able to live that life next to Dad, even though it wasn't always the most convenient for her, was pretty heartwarming.
One way that I knew Mom loved Dad was in the way that she would look at him and her body language, and I just love how she always curls up and hugs him on the side. It's so sweet.
One way that I know you love Dad, Mom, is that you really just live the life of, what we could do, and you run with it. And the first thing that comes to mind is that you make, do with what you have so that you can have the lifestyle you want, including trimming your turtleneck into a tank top scoop neck with nail scissors.
Dad, I think a moment I knew you loved Mom, again, more recently, and I've always known you guys have loved each other, but this was a moment when we went to Cuyutlan, and Mom got really sick, and I just remember seeing how much you tried to take care of her, and not knowing what she had, and just but being so there for her, and really worried, and I just was I really admired that.
And a way that I knew Dad loved Mom was, again, when we were in Mongolia. Dad was just so tied to his phone and so excited for any text from Mom. And I'd be like, "Dad, who are you texting? Why is your phone out?" And it was always Mom. I think especially being offline for like a week or so is the longest they hadn't been in contact. And just like, it's almost like a level of like teenage excitement to talk to your crush, you know? And I think that that was really cool and cute to see. It was clear that you guys very much love each other.
One way that I knew that Dad loved Mom is because he always talked so positively about her. You could tell that he really respected her, both to her face and when she wasn't there as well. And I think as a kid, that was really awesome to see growing up.
One way that I know, Dad, that you love Mom is that you give her space. I know that you probably want to talk and go to ice cream and answer questions about the universe and go on, adventures all the time and coffee. And I think it's really, really hard to give somebody space when you want to spend time with them all the time. But I think it's one of the nicest things you can do. And I think that Mom deserves it.
I admire two specific things about your relationship. I think one is the fact that you guys embrace each other's differences and interests. So whether that be, Dad going on walks or Mom's writing or Mom's art. And then the balance, balancing each other out. So Dad cooking and then, Mom having the ideas to go to new places and Dad embracing those. Just that sort of balance is beautiful.
So what aspect of their relationship do I admire? So I would say just the way that you guys are kind of weird together. Weird together as in you both feed off of each other's energy, you both feed off of each other's curiosity, each other's weirdness, and both of you can follow a path. You don't even just talk about it, you actually go and you do things about it, which I think is really special. I think as long as you can continue to feed that creativity in one another, that's one of the main tenets of your relationship, and I think that's really cool.
One thing that I admire about their relationship, and it's really coming out as we get older, is how they were able to keep it together with 4 kids. Like, I really just don't know. I love that they had their adult time where they would have a beer on the porch, and they reserved that time for them to take care of their own relationship and give some time to themselves.
One aspect of your relationship that I admire, I mean, there are so many, but I think that one that really stands out is just you're both so committed to learning and exploring new things and kind of reinventing your life. And I love that you both so easily do that. And I think you so easily do that because you have each other and you trust each other, and that you've really emulated that, like, the two of you can really take anything on and try anything. And I love that. I think it's a really nice model for thinking about different ways that people can live and enjoy their life at all sorts of different points in their life.
Your guys' relationship has impacted me greatly. Seeing the love and the respect that you have for each other, and just the humor that Dad gives Mom, and sort of the love and creativity and inspiration that Mom gives Dad, I think that has absolutely affected the way my relationship is with Aaron. And even though we're different from you guys, I think, I wouldn't have been able to, I think I found somebody who really respects me, and that's because you two respected each other, and I saw that was love.
I would say a positive way that your relationship has affected my life and my relationships is basically, again, kind of like you guys can be weird together and you feed off of each other's weird energy and weird ideas, and I think that it would be a real pity to be in a relationship where that wasn't one of the ingredients. And that wasn't one of the, again, like the core values. I think it's important that people maintain their weirdness if they have it in their bones. And I think it's important that people push their creativity. And I'm really appreciative that I got to see that in you guys, whether it's putting hopscotch on our floors or building shelves out of ladders or having a tandem bike or, you know, whatever else it may be. I think that level of creativity and just like be yourself is really exciting. I don't think either of you have tamed yourself down too much to accommodate the other, which is really cool to see.
I think one of the ways that they influenced my relationship and how I saw relationships is that level of respect, but also that playfulness. Your partner should really be someone that you look up to and that you seek advice from and respect their opinion. So you're amazing.
One way that I think that your relationship has really impacted my relationship is that I've always had relationships that felt like I was with my best friend. And I think that that was really important. Somebody who I felt equally cared about me. And I feel like I'm able to have the marriage I have now and feel at home with my partner, my husband, and have a great marriage because I got to see yours every day.
Happy 35th anniversary!
Happy 35th anniversary! Gefeliciteerd met jullie 35-jarig huwelijk.
Lyric. Bye!
Bye!
Happy anniversary!
Happy 35th anniversary!
We love you.
We
Happy
love
anniversary.
you.
Woo!